What the hell is going on in North Carolina?
And what happened in North Carolina, I think, is a remarkable story about reform as well as a cautionary tale.
Think about the problem of campaign finance as a civil rights problem. And it is a civil rights problem because it is a problem of political participation. It's also civil rights problems in all of the ways that we think about civil rights problems. So if you think of civil rights problems, for example, in race terms, well, there's a disparate race effect here as well, right? Because the people who call the tunes, who are the funders, are primarily white and primarily male.
Out of the top North Carolina donors in federal races in 2014, and those who have donated so far for the presidential race next year, 95% of those donors are white. They decide which candidates have the resources and are considered viable to run for office, what issues get talked about during the campaigns with attack ads defining much of the message. They often influence lawmakers in office.
When we talk about money in politics, we have to understand that it's not just about who's donating what money to what campaigns. It is about empowering communities. That is when communities are going to start paying attention to this issue, when they understand that it is about empowering them and helping them to figure out how they make changes in their communities.
An awful lot of people come out to Raleigh for these Moral Monday demonstrations. All right? Now, how many of you went out there? All right? I see a lot of hands raised. That's what it's about.
At a time when wealth in our nation is concentrated in fewer and fewer hands. What kind of moral person or immoral person does this? Somebody that's drunk with power. That's the only way you can do this to your people.
If somebody wants a check and writes a check for $100,000, they can take it. And they can want to write a check for $200,000, they can take it. We're talking about profoundly changing the political landscape in a way that has profound implications.
But in the last 2 years, North Carolina has gone from a beacon of light for clean elections reform and good government to a poster child for the dangerous role that big money can play in shifting the direction of a state and creating barriers to democracy.
You have a reason to care about this issue. That how the court decides on future decisions about money in politics, that makes a difference to you. It makes a difference in terms of the labor unions that you're a part of. It makes a difference in terms of the schools that you send your children to. That is how we have got to start connecting the dots on this issue. That is what makes it a civil rights issue.
Do we need to make a difference? Absolutely. Can we make a change? We have an obligation to. What is at risk? The integrity of the political process.
So in a very real sense, every step we take is taking us one step closer to that ideal of one person, one vote.